John Myrie. I got a special guest Sunday. This guy's a content maker, DJ. He does all types of things. Jack of all trades. I see that he's busy with the We Love Hip Hop Network. Tell the people a little bit about yourself. I know that you're kind of new. I'm not gonna say old, but you're kind of new to me for the We Love Hip Hop Network. I know you have Borrow Sound TV. I seen your own content way before. I want to make people know that you're doing your own content way before We Love Hip Hop Network, and you're a DJ. So just tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, for sure, bro. My name is DJ ZAR. As you said, I run Borrow Sound, the page, YouTube, TikTok, all that. And I'm a podcaster. I'm a DJ by trade. That's my bread and butter. I'm also an audio engineer. I make beats.
Oh, shit, that's cool.
Video editor. I do freelance video editing and recording for people for like social media and stuff. And yeah, as you said, jack of all trades, overall just content creator. I joined We Love Hip Hop about, I want to say 2 years ago now.
It's 2 years? Has it been 2 years?
I think it's been like a year and a half, 2 years still. Like I'm going to say a year and a half because I started kind of like guest hosting or co-hosting a while back. After I interviewed Friday, and then I ended up getting a studio space close, like right in the same building where they used to film. And yeah, I've just been doing We Love Hip Hop since, doing my own content and DJing. I do a lot of like weddings and corporate gigs. So yeah, brother.
Your experience, your feedback ever since you've been more on like, social media, especially with like We Love, I know you have your Borrow Sound thing, but what's the feedback and the energy you've been getting ever since?
It was kind of a slow build, but I think generally it's been positive. I mean, you're always gonna get the like culture vulture accusations if you're not black in, I guess, like black media spaces.
Yeah.
And that's a given, but I always do my best to, put my best foot forward. And I went to university, so I feel like sometimes that can kind of help me put together like a cohesive intellectual picture and maybe provide a perspective that maybe not a lot of people might be able to hear, or maybe some people can relate to. And it's been good. And I also put myself out there, like, I've seen you working with Snoopy and stuff, like, you'll be there with your camera. Yeah. Oh, your brother. My bad. I'll just group y'all into down to earth,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do like content in, I guess, those spaces. So I think that alongside Borrow Sound and We Love Hip Hop gave me a little bit of credibility. I'm also like 30 now, so I have been doing this for a while. Like I started hosting a radio show at UFT Scarborough when I was 20 years old, and it was called Borrow Sound. I was interviewing rappers, and pretty much kind of what I do now still. So it's been generally positive reception.
But I like that for We Love Hip Hop, you got you and DJ Natural. I feel bringing a more different element, and for your age, like talking about certain subjects which mostly older people talk about and kind of controversial. That's where I tap in now. I tap in what you guys are talking about, because that's what we've been talking about, a lot of controversial shit. Me and my brother and us over here, right? So how do you? Like, I know you guys been bringing up a lot of racial issues in Canada. I know people are really sensitive about that shit now. Like, have you got any backlash for all of that stuff, like the brown stuff and?
Yeah, I'll get like a 1-2 DM from like some brown burner accounts and accusing me of being racist or XYZ. And I do some political content around, like, I guess, pro Canadian nationalist movements, right, which are generally anti-mass immigration. So yeah, like you will get people who will just like throw you into a box, and like I'm a bald white dude with tats, like pro Canada, like it just sounds like a recipe for racism, but it's really not like that. And yeah, me personally, man, like I love talking about that type of stuff, man. I love talking about like ethnicity, racial lineage, like communities and stuff. Yeah. And I think everyone secretly wants to discuss those things, man. Like humans, like we're not blind to the fact that we are different. We have different cultures and different ethnicities, and everyone has their own cultures, right? And I think it's good that we explore those differences and discuss them. You know,
So, what do you think about? I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna go into it. What do you think
let's
about
get
what's
into it.
going on with the Trump situation and like all around the world? Because it's making a lot of people, react and on social media. I'm hearing about banning. I don't know if you heard that Carney wants to ban the Twitter X. I don't know if that's a rumor and all this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did see that. It's interesting, man, because like we're kind of witnessing like almost a borderline colonial invasion in 2026. Because this has been happening for hundreds
Yes.
of years, but to see it in our lifetime, and like
Yes.
we've seen it like with Iraq, with Libya, like America has kind of done their invasions, and we always see the same results. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, like bad dictator, America comes in, everyone celebrates. Like that's generally the narrative
Yes.
or propaganda that's being pushed. But you can ask a lot of Iraqis, you can ask Syrians today, like a lot of them, like the representation that America provides to the world isn't always reflective of how the people feel.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there are Venezuelans that it might be cheese that Maduro's gone. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? But we're not going to see that. All we're going to see is, yo, he was
Facts.
XYZ,
Yeah.
he was this, that. And obviously they're going to prop up like a pro-American leader. But to witness like America literally invade a country and take over a country, and like they want to do more. He wants to take over Greenland.
Greenland.
I think
Yeah.
he wants to do. I think he might want to do Colombia. He's been wanting to take over
Mexico.
Canada,
Mexico.
Mexico as well too. So I'm more interested in the plot, because America is the big bully on the block, and it's
Yeah.
like if you have the most arms or the most expansive military, like what can people really say to you? You
And
know?
he's using it because he's a certain age. Like I said, he's turning 80 and he doesn't give a damn. He's thinking his time is up. Let me use all
Mm.
this power to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, bro, but think about it. Like Putin tried to invade Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
He wanted to expand. He had this I guess greater vision of like restoring the Soviet Union. China wants to
Yeah.
invade Taiwan,
Yeah.
so these superpowers, they still have that same instinct of conquest that their forefathers had.
So
You
I'm
know what
guessing
I'm saying?
America's trying it too. I'm guessing that they're saying if you guys could do it, fuck, let's do the shit too, right?
Yeah, let's play, bro. Because at the end of the day, there's only like a handful of like superpowers in the world, and America's one of them. So if if you want to play, we got all the guns, so let's do it.
Well, you know where they're going there. I'm gonna give you some gems if you know why they really the excuse of
Obviously,
going.
of
But,
course.
yeah, are you gonna say the oil?
I think it's oil. I also think it's proximity to Guyana, and I think they're protecting Guyana because what I heard was that Guyana is the only self-sustaining country that
But
doesn't
what's
need
the excuse they use? Is that why they're going in there? Drugs.
democracy. Oh, drugs. Yeah, war on
Drugs.
drugs. Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
drugs. There's a Canadian connection I'm gonna throw out to you guys because
Oh, with Ryan.
some people, yeah, that's
Hmm.
the connection, and
Hmm.
that he shamed us. He's saying a lot of the drugs is coming from Canada, so that's what's linked. That's
Mm,
that's what's linked because just before he invaded, they found a couple mansions what was abandoned by that guy in
yeah,
Mexico. So they're on. They think he's in Colombia. I'm just putting that out there.
damn. He probably is, bro. I don't know. If he
I,
if he if he's in Canada, that'd be impressive.
It could be, and we would never even look on him being in Canada. He looks like any other, like tons of
Regular
white
white
guys
guy.
you see
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So it's a perfect way to disguise himself. I'm gonna ask you, what do you feel about the current state of? I know there's Canadian hip hop, but because since you guys do a lot of Toronto stuff,
Mm.
Toronto hip hop or rap.
Uh, Besides like some of the legacy acts and like a 1-2 of the new guys, like I think it's trash. Like I think
Damn,
it's
you
it's
know what?
weak.
I could relate. I could relate to you in a lot of the stuff what you're saying, but I'm surprised. You're saying it's trash. You think it's trash?
I just think like for me personally, it's not inspiring. Like when we had the golden era and we had all these rappers from different ends putting out music constantly, and it was always like good music after good music. The production value was good. There was some form of lyricism, but it was still melodic, so it was kind of transitioning between like the older era and the new era. I was genuinely, as a producer, and at the time I was rapping too, I was inspired, and it made everyone want to put out music. It made everyone want to do better. And now the music that we're hearing now, I don't know if it's like the drill influence or the fact that the newer generation, maybe I'm older, so I don't get the newer music, but it's just not inspiring. I think I'm more inspired by the content creators in Toronto now and the comedians
Mm-hmm.
than the artists. Obviously, like you still have people like Casper and Pressa, like I said, like kind of like legacy underground acts that are holding it down and are able to put out good music consistently. And like there's also like 100 Band Plan. I rock with Haji Basto. Like I like some
But
of.
shouldn't we be bigger now? Like, let's be straight up. People might say Drake is not the one, but let's be straight up. We got the spotlight of some of the biggest artists, even Tory, who's locked up, and Weekend, and
Mm,
whatever. Nav. We should be more bigger. We should be more like there should be 10 artists who are like doing things. Like, I mean, out there
facts.
in America doing media tours and shit. Like you see us
Yes.
Pressa doing media tour, we
Mm.
should be seeing a couple of people doing media tours. I know Sav 4 times he done a media tour. That's the way you're gonna get attention. That's the way you're gonna make some dollars. Who's out there? Like there's nobody.
There isn't, and I think it's because okay, so you and I consider myself like we're in like the urban Toronto
Hmm.
market, right? We think it's a lot bigger than it is, but it's really a very like small portion of the overall market in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
So back in the day, like let's say like at this point, maybe like 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 6 years ago, you had like people who weren't in the urban scene who knew about Casper, who knew about Pressa, who knew
Yes,
about
that's good. Yeah.
YG. You had like these white girls that like they don't even listen to the new rap stuff now, but they were listening to Northside Benji.
Hmm.
You had to keep up. It was like you were required to know all the Toronto music because that's what was actually being played when you would go outside, and it became fun. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, oh, he's my favorite rapper. I like Press, but I also like Doobie, and I also like, so everyone had their own taste. It's like you could choose your superhero in a sense,
Yes.
But I think the interest is just not there. And I don't know if
Yes.
it's because there's like just an
No.
influx of music. There's
No
too much.
videos. No music videos.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just like it got repetitive, bro. And then like when we started losing our best rappers to like gang violence or gun violence or they're going to the bin, you kind of lose faith in supporting artists like that because you're like, well, it's not going to go anywhere. This guy
What
got
about the
off
artists who are
this.
not doing the gang shit, like the street shit, and they're actually making moves? I find that a lot of the platforms don't
Mm.
promote that much because it's not getting that attention. You got like Havaya, right? You got people like that who are getting sponsorship. They're actually getting recognized by America, but here we're not.
Well, like it's almost like those artists, they don't need the blog's acknowledgement because the audience of the blogs don't care.
That's
And
true.
it's like, okay, you posted this like quote unquote miskeen rapper who's doing this. Like, who cares? We want to see like the street polys, we want to see the diss tracks, we want to see different things. That's just because the audience is like that. That's what their algorithm has become, So I think obviously we have like artists that are doing well. Shoot, we have like non hip hop artists like Sean
Yeah,
Mendez and
yeah.
friggin', like those guys are out of here, So we
Mhm.
don't even think about them because we're so stuck in our bubble. And I think I don't know why we have kind of like clung on to, I guess, this certain bubble that like of expectations and behaviors and like I don't know. I feel like we just like the rah-rah too much. Like I don't
And
know.
that's not what's making people get big, like the blueprint what Drake done. Drake done a lot of he hadn't done no gangster shit. He was doing
Mm.
like pop music, girl tunes and stuff, and that's how he, that helped him blow up. I'm gonna ask you this too because the other day, the algorithm goes and people pick. He responded to the We Love Hip Hop platform. He
Mm.
responded to, I don't know if it was you, it was the piss
It
thing.
was definitely me. It was definitely me. Biggest moment of my life. No, yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, I'm saying he responded to that. So I know Friday was saying that a lot of Canadian platforms they didn't really recognize it, but a lot of American platforms was recognizing it. And I know Drake came out. I think he's emotional. I'm saying Drake is an emotional person, so he didn't have to do that, but he came out and he responded more than one time. Now, do you think that I'm not saying necessarily we love hip hop, but right in regards to that, do you think he should give a Canadian platform that interview because it's been so long and everybody been showing him love for years. He's always in Toronto. I see him at the basketball games. I see him out at the clubs, but never on any platform. I heard why. I have an idea why. But
Mm. Okay, so do I think he should give a Toronto platform an interview? It would be awesome, bro. Like, that's wishful thinking. Like, of course, I would love to interview Drake or have him pull up to the pod or pull up to Down to Earth or
yeah.
GTV or Borough Sound, anyone. That would be
Mm,
just incredible, you know? But I don't think Drake owes anyone anything realistically because this is the same audience that was hating on Drake when he first started. And
that's true. I said that too. Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever forget that because I wouldn't forget that,
So
bro.
he's really in his feelings for people, not like the same people who want him to interview or whatever. Um, they didn't
Well,
respect him in the beginning.
think about it. Like, say there was a Shotzi that used to curve you for years, and you were doing
Yeah,
everything to prove yourself to the Shotzi.
yeah,
You know, like what are you gonna do when they spin back around because you're up? You're kind of gonna you're gonna say breeze. You know what I'm saying? Like
damn.
maybe if there was one that was like you were rocking with me before, so maybe I'm a but I don't think that he owes anyone anything.
I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that he doesn't owe anybody anything. But
He
if you
doesn't.
think maybe there's some people who kind of helped him, like, I mean, gave him respect back in the day and stuff. I'm just saying, everybody keeps saying he doesn't owe anybody anything, but
I wouldn't, bro. Me personally, I already have people like when I blow up and I'm super successful. I have a list of people where it's like if you spin back, like I'm gonna tell you to breathe. Like I already have that list of like people that doubted me that
mm,
like I know would spin back if they seen success, and I've already witnessed it. Like even when Drake commented at like, oh, like you're welcome, George. Like he said my
yeah,
gubby. I had people like hitting me up from like years back, like I haven't talked to in years. That like I remember, like you used to look at me crazy when I was doing content because I was only getting 100 views, 50
yeah,
views, and like you used to talk ish about me and be like, "Yo, this guy's never gonna," And now you're starting to see a little motion and you want to spin
yeah.
back. Like I don't respect that.
So, but in regards to like the We Love Hip Hop platform, I know he shows respect to that by commenting and stuff like that. You
Yeah,
think he ever will? He should like he should.
I I think
Friday should
for
get that interview.
I think because it's Friday and Friday and him have their own relationship. They've known each other for I think about 20 years at this point at
Yeah.
least. So I think just for the fact that they have their own friendship, like I think it'd be good. It would be very helpful for the platform. I think it would be very validating as well for Friday as someone who's been consistent for all these years and he really is the individual who has created the largest platform in the city,
Mm.
and I think hard work deserves to be celebrated and rewarded. So I think for Friday's sake and for all of our sake as well, like, yeah, that'd be sick. I think that'd be
I'm
sick if
sure.
Drake
I'm
showed up.
gonna say that I think he should because Friday was really supporting him for years. I've been seeing We Love Hip Hop support Drake for a lot of years, and when you see him go on other platforms, for me, this is me. When I see him going on like Aiden Ross, I know he's friends with Aiden Ross, going on QDC, whatever his name is, that DJ's platform, and I'm seeing like these Bobby Altoff. I
Yeah,
forgot his name.
yeah, yeah.
When I see that, I'm like, holy fuck, man! Like, I know he's trying to get people mad, angry, but yo, you need to go tap in with like if you're gonna tap into an urban platform, tap in with your home platform. You always hear. I'm just saying, just tap into that instead of going on all those other people's.
Yeah, yeah, but I know that every time he goes to those platforms, there's a bag attached because Drake doesn't need a press run. Drake's press release is going on his phone and posting a story or commenting or liking a picture. That's going to get picked up by news outlets. So
Mm,
he actually doesn't need a person asking him questions to reveal what he needs to
right
reveal
now, okay, we would.
ever.
I would say that before.
Yeah.
All due respect, Zar. I would say that before, but now, no, it's a little bit different mixing it
You
up.
think so?
That Iceman album, I'm telling you, and I said it, he better not come up with that Iceman album no time soon right now because of
Hmm.
this FBI, Rico, even if it's fake shit and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
All they're going to do is say, oh, fake numbers, fake, they're going to Smear that shit. I said come out in June, like 6 months from now. Make them sweat. Do a single, come out with a single or two, do the streams, spread it, and
Mm,
come out in 6 months. Because he comes out now, they're gonna bring up that whole Rico shit. They're gonna say they're talking about his streams related to steak and stuff. So all they want to do is, oh, Drake come out, oh, this steak,
mm,
oh, this is not real streams. They're gonna
yeah.
use what he's using against Kendrick, or was using against Kendrick, against him.
Yeah.
Remember, mark this down. If you come out with this Iceman in the next 2 months, it's gonna
Mm,
get. I said it was gonna flop. People didn't like.
mm,
I said it's gonna flop.
mm. Well, what does a flop look like for Drake? Like,
Flop if it doesn't do good like his like
mm,
previous solo album. If it doesn't
okay.
do better than that, that's a flop.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Okay. Okay.
Has to do
Uh,
better than that.
it does. Uh,
He's
it
doing
does and it
streams.
doesn't. I just feel like he's on his own like pedestal. Like I don't see him competing with like the youngins of the game right now.
There's
Like you got
nobody.
like the
There's
the
nobody.
Boss Man D'Los, the NBA young boys. Even those guys are like they're competing amongst themselves, and Drake's kind of like isolated on his own
Yeah.
little mountain.
Yeah.
So I think as long as he can make good music and his fans can appreciate it and music lovers can appreciate it, whether they're hip hop fans or not, I think that's a dub. Because even the units, like when we talk about like units sold,
Mm,
bro, like it's so abstract because it's not like one CD is one sale. It's like it's a combination of streams plus
mm.
YouTube views plus oh
Everything.
we sold some merch and it's just like it's hard to actually envision
Yeah, he stands
oh
by himself. Yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
you know, so as me, I kind of agree with you. I think he should wait out the release and kind of maybe build up some hype, but I don't think he needs to sit down with any journalists. I don't think he owes anyone anything. I think the fact that he was able to kind of survive the Kendrick storm and even like the lawsuit with UMG, which like obviously a lot of his American audience kind of dismissed him off that, but you're not going to deny that his music is good and that now we're seeing what the state of hip hop music is right now without the ubiquitous Drake track that's always spinning. And it's kind of like, bro, it's kind of weak. Like it's all like TikTok songs and like,
But in regards to hip hop, some hip hop purists are saying Drake's not hip hop. Drake is
yeah,
pop, right? So
yeah, I can hear that. I can hear that. I can hear that.
they say he's pop. So I'm gonna
Mm,
ask you in regards to content again. What do you think about this whole stuff? What was going on with the content wars? I said the real podcast wars. And I interviewed parties, all parties so far, part of this whole thing, and I said, "Yo," I asked Gutsy, "Are you guys going to continue with this whole thing, right?" And he basically to me, he said, "No, he's not gonna. They're not gonna stop." And I seen something recently, and they're going again back on to Friday again. So
mm.
is Friday right? That is the F. What is FT? He had a name for them.
What?
Yeah, he had a name for them. FTV, like Friday television, right? So
Oh, okay. Yeah, he did say that.
and after
Um,
with Underground Nation, how you guys were joking about him, and that kind of sparked a lot of stuff.
yeah.
And you're cool with
I'm cool with
GTP.
everyone, man. I'm cool with everyone. Like I'm cool with Vegas and Gutsy. Underground Nation, like I was a little disappointed in him because I was cool with him and like I actually respected his work ethic. I even went to Canada First protest. He was like helping me film and stuff. Like we were cool. And I can understand why he was upset that, you know, Natural called him a clout chaser.
Mhm.
I
He
didn't
admitted
like
it. He took their word now. He took their word cloud chase of the year proudly.
well, yeah, after you crashed out for like a couple days, now you're gonna accept it. Like, but I don't know. Like, I just didn't like the way he handled it. I didn't like the way he was disrespecting Friday, and it was very clout chasey. He was like, "Oh, maybe Drake will see this," and I think that I think like how do I explain? Obviously, all of us in a way are chasing some form of clout, or we want to get recognition for our work, you know, and that's everyone, you know, and I can respect that, and he does put in work, but I just think that when you look too thirsty,
Yeah.
the audience, yeah, like yeah, now the audience knows who you are, but they look at you a certain way because they're like, okay, that's like the guy that's thirsty for content and will do anything for content and will let a man feed him friggin'
I know.
chocolate sauce, and you know, and it's just like you got to have some sort of like self-respect and boundaries because yeah, like you could do wild ish for clout and it might work for a day, but now you have to live with the fact that that's on the internet forever. Your
Yeah,
kids are gonna see that. You
that's
know what
your
I'm saying?
resume.
Their kids are gonna see that. Your family's gonna see that, right? So, and he's younger too, right? Like
Yeah,
I'm so obviously like he's learning as he goes. And what I could see when I see Underground Nation is okay, this guy, he is like passionate about his work and he
yeah,
has a vision. He wants to make it. You know, he'll
yeah.
it seems like he'll do anything, but like if you'll do anything, you don't stand for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
What about that personal jab from Gutsy? Do you? Why you? I don't know if you heard that.
On Friday or me?
Yeah, on Friday.
Oh,
That's
what do you
gonna
say
con-
exactly? I feel like they're
you,
always
you,
sending
you don't
jabs.
want to even say. You said. Yeah, I know you heard it.
Oh, with the mom and
Mom
stuff, right?
stuff. Yeah,
I hate that, man. I hate when people bring up like deceased
personal.
family members and like personal ish. Like if it's gonna be personal, like be like, yo, your hairline sucks, or like, bro,
Mm,
get some new fits. Like, you know, something that's like you can still diss someone, but when you start talking about people's family or like their dead homies and all
mm.
this stuff, like me personally, like I look at it like do you not have home training? Like, did you not know that certain things are like kind of rude to say or not? You
Yeah,
know, I don't know. It's like inappropriate, but I get it's
you're in a
content.
sticky situation now because you're cool with them, and of course with Friday. And I seen something recently. I think They're gonna continue. I predicted it. I said, "Yo, this is probably not gonna stop."
I mean, at the end of the day, like people are tuned in to the drama and like they have their own relationship once again. Like I just met Friday, I guess like a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
just met Gutsy within the last year. I've known Vegas for a while. So I don't know if they had like a tumultuous working relationship. I know that things got a little sticky at the end and you know, Gutsy was going through, you know, his case and stuff. And
Yeah.
Friday brought that up as well. And maybe Friday didn't need to bring that up. You know,
Mhm.
I'm not just like as much as like I am loyal, but I also try to see things for what they are and try to understand both sides because it could have easily been avoided. We were low key like me and Vegas, like behind the scenes, we're working on like a Gutsy Friday sit down, like
Yeah, I want to
content.
see that.
And it was kind of like we were like they were kind of both down. Like at one point, Friday was like, "Yo, I don't really have a problem
Much.
with Gutsy at this point."
Yeah.
You know, he was shouting out GTV as a network and stuff, and then even Gutsy's mindset was more like, you know, Friday should come to me as like the OG type,
Mhm.
you know, and I would tell him, I'm like, bro, like just resolve it. It's not that serious, and it would just be a good look if you guys had like one of those. Do you remember that Kobe and Shaq sit down?
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine they had one of those and then like they would replace like remember that interview we did in 2014 and then it would just like flash back the highlights
So
like
they need somebody to be the what it's
the
called in between,
yeah, I
who's
would
not
gladly do that.
biased.
Me or Vegas could easily do that or anyone really, but even you could do it. I
Yeah,
think
that'll be
you would be
perfect. Someone who's
you
not part of any of the network. I'll
yeah
put my hat into that.
yeah I think you'd be great for that.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. If you guys are serious to sit down, but you say you produced the wrap up. I wanted to ask you about the wrap up. I like the
Yeah.
production, and that's why I picked
Oh
DJ Naturals over the other one. Right?
yes.
You produced that beat?
No. I did engineer the audio. It was like a YouTube beat, and then I recorded the video, but he edited it on his phone. But it was like within an hour because he came. He already had the bars ready.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, he recorded it. Boom, boom, boom. Threw on little EQ
Mm.
compressor, whatever, and he made it work. And I thought it was really good, man. I thought it was really good.
Hip hop. I'm sorry, like that has the classic hip hop beat and how he put the bars together and it's just smooth and the video it went the other guy like respect to 100 watts but it was all over the place beat changing and stuff the recent
Yeah,
stuff what he's doing though that beef he's having with that guy ot whatever I don't really promote the beef but that beef what he's having with ots
mm.
that one is better. Like the
Yeah.
flow, style, the energy is better, but the wrap up, I give it to. I was gonna say
Natural.
her name
To
Zar,
me,
but
to
DJ
Zar, yeah.
Natural. I give it
Thank
to
you. I
DJ Natural.
appreciate that. No, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think they approached it differently. Natural kind of approached it with like a more soulful hip hop
Yeah.
approach, whereas Watts approached it like on an thing, but like an old school not like a
Yeah,
new school you know? And
yeah.
I rate that. I like that style of delivery. It's very like East Coast. And I don't know, for me as a listener, like I also enjoyed Watts's. I don't mind the beat switches, but I do think that he wasn't as objective in telling the story of Toronto in 2025. Like there was a lot of
Pers-
icy shots,
yes,
you know, saying Casper shots, K Money
yes.
shots. But that's his own
And I think
narrative.
it took too long to come out. Like my and like when DJ Natural came out with it, it kind of overshadowed his, and he came out with it at the good time. Watts came out way after, so it's kind of lost the interest for any Toronto wrap up. Everybody was looking at DJ Natural's thing. I seen the algorithm what was going on.
Yeah, yeah, he did beat him to the punch, and that's kind of in a way, that's the downfall of showing your cards because Watts kind of showed us his hand. He's like, January 2nd, 6 p.m., be there.
Mm.
It's going to be a wrap up. So now everyone knows your moves. You know,
Yeah.
we got to move in silence at this point because Natural seen that and said, yo, I have so much time to like do this wrap up, do the edit, put it out, you know? So I do think that, you know, maybe going forward, either release it like before the year ends or don't announce it because at the end of the day, hip hop as a sport is competitive, you know, or rap even. So, you know, another man saw that. And then I did like Watts' reply to OTS Gates. I liked especially how fast he did the reply.
He used
Like
his
it
own
was
beat.
used his own beat, did it within like 12 hours, 24 hours, and it was low key better.
The
Um,
slap up was good though. The slap up.
I thought it was okay. I
You
wasn't
thought it was okay. The
I thought it
slap
was
up.
okay. I thought the slap up was okay. I mean it wasn't bad. I won't say it was bad. He did his thing on it.
Yeah.
Um but I just preferred Watts's. And that's like
Yeah. Watts
I've
came
never met
used the beat good. Like his beat, he used it good. So, yo, do you think you should stay on wax? Do we need more of this?
I
Stuff
like
like
it. I like it because it's like reminiscent of just like old school like rhetoric, you know, where it's like, yo, okay, if you have a problem, go to the booth and let the people decide who has the better bars or not. You know, you're kind of bringing it back to the essence where, you know, it doesn't matter how many chains you have. It doesn't matter, oh, you're from this block, I'm from this block. It's like, who had the better bars, bro? Who actually rapped better? And now it becomes like a merit thing as opposed to like, oh, this guy has more clout, so his is better. Now it's just like, nah, who had like skill wise, who was better? And I think it's better to get to the booth than I don't know, just hit
in
the
fights
streets.
in the
Yeah, in an
streets?
actual fight. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna ask you a media question. A controversial figure. He's been going viral recently. Glasses Malone coming to the being the savior for Doche, which is
Mm.
I said is the industry plant. And I know why. The only reason he's reacted, he's saying he's trying to protect black women and shit. Do you think that he's really passionate like that for, or is it just a rant for attention?
Um, I genuinely think that he sees Aiden Ross bashing Dochi as like an attack on black women or black women. Sorry, not
You
like
really think that?
tech. I do because it's like, how do I explain? Like for example, like if there was like I'm Syrian and Turkish, so like if I seen some dude who's like a Turkish, like he's in the Turkish scene, but he's not Turkish, and like you're disrespecting like someone who is Turkish, you would want like your protective instinct might kick in. Obviously, there's the clout aspect, and you know he wants to put himself in the conversation as well, so that's possible.
Because
But
then, correct me if I'm wrong, I swear I was calling her industry plant a long time ago. I heard other black creators, because he's white, I'm going to put it, other
yeah,
black creators was calling them out. Calling her industry plant. Academics been saying stuff about her. So
but
because
they didn't call him a they didn't call her he like none of them called her a dirty bitch. Like that's what Aiden Ross was. Aiden Ross like he
part
didn't it
of it
wasn't.
though, it's not just saying the dirty stuff. I think because Aiden Ross is good friends with Drake,
I
and
mean,
he's been
there's
having a campaign against Drake for a good time.
I definitely think that's possible, and I think we're almost seeing like two type of camps form in the media space, like the pro Drake, anti Drake,
Mm.
and it's like whoever you're aligned with,
Yes.
And it's like your affiliates are like also part of it. So
Yes.
I think that could definitely be a component. But I also think that like what Aiden Ross was saying, like the industry plant stuff, like I don't care about that stuff. Like I
Yeah.
also think she's an industry plant. Like I don't think that was the thing that Glasses Malone was trying to defend. It was more
It's
so
what
like
he's
you're
saying, but
you're
you're
calling
a
her out her
hypocrite.
name.
It's a hypocrite thing. I call that's why certain people you talk to. I talked to
Mm,
Glasses Malone before.
mm.
This is the hypocrite shit. Hip hop been calling black women bitches and hoes and all types of stuff until now. That's been going on. So if you're against Aiden Ross, you should be against a whole bunch of these rappers who are calling black women bitches and hoes.
I agree with you, but my counter argument is, let's say that black people have been calling each other the N
The
word,
N word,
right?
yes.
But if someone outside of the black
Yes.
culture, not even black culture, of the black race says that, it's an issue, right? And then
Yes.
someone from outside be like, well, you guys call each other that all the time, but it's like, okay, what people do internally and what they allow from the
Yeah.
outside world are different things, and I think maybe it's a matter of that, but like I do hear
No,
the
you know why
hypocrisy.
we could dig it apart? Because the same guys with Aiden Ross say the N word all the time, and I never seen Glasses or people up in an uproar about that. They gave 6ix9ine a pass. He's still on. He was doing the live stream. They gave those other guys Sneeko or whatever their names are and
Mm,
Neon. They say whatever they want. I haven't seen him really put belt to their ass like Aiden Ross. It's because Aiden Ross is with Drake.
perhaps I could definitely see that being a major factor, but I do think also like he probably didn't like that he was talking ish about Dochi. Like maybe he was kind of like, bro, like Aiden Ross, like our people kind of let you in the culture to an extent, and like you're not moving in a respectful way.
I would say that, but a lot of Americans sometimes with the content they mix. They don't want to go to the root of the stuff. They're scared to say certain things. Aiden Ross is Jewish, right?
Mm,
So the whole argument they're painting him like he's some Ku Klux Klan skinhead, and they refuse in the chat. Even Glasses refuse to bring that up because they know they might get canceled. They refuse to bring that shit up. So
mm,
he said he let them in the culture. They were making helping with the culture because if you know who runs Hollywood, who
yeah.
runs the media. So whatever you want to say about that in the culture, without them, the lights are not on.
Mm.
You
Well,
get what I'm saying?
yeah, but yeah, that at that point you're kind of dealing with like they're like programming the culture. Like it's like if they're in control of the culture, like everything that happens within the culture is almost like calculated. It's like, okay, we want to push this artist, we want to push these messages, we want to push this sound right now, and then it's kind of like when is it like how do I explain? Like when do you separate the authentic black culture from the one that's being pushed by the machine?
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what's going on. So, yo, man, you say you do producing, you do editing, anything you want to tell the people how they could link with you, all your socials and everything.
Yeah, man. Link me on Instagram at DJ ZAR TV. You can subscribe to Burrow Sound. Um, yeah, I've just been. I have some music coming out. Do you know Jay Dusk?
Yeah, yeah, Jay Dusk, yeah, great
Yeah, so
dancehall artist.
we have like a 1-2 like trap dance hall tracks that like we're
Yeah, I
working
want to
on.
hear. That would be
Yeah,
great.
yeah. She's wicked still. She's sick.
I see her
Uh,
going places. For like dance. That's another thing. The dancehall scene is,
way
to
better.
me, I'm gonna say it, especially with shows, is taking over. Like, and there's a big Jamaican West Indian population in Toronto. I mean, like taking over for events. When you go to one of those events, it's packed. It's packed
Mm,
up. It's
mm,
just their social media, like what we do content. That's
mm.
the only thing what needs to get a little bit more better. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but what I will say is like that same inspiring feeling that I was speaking on with the old school, like kind of not old school Toronto, but like that Toronto golden era. I feel that when I hear the new dancehall stuff, especially from Toronto and like LTL and these guys, and even the production style of like, I guess the newer style trap dancehall beats, like I rock with it, you know. So I
Hmm.
could see that being our lane, and I think that's kind of always been our lane and then we swerve. We try to be American for a little bit, but initially Americans would be like, "Oh, you guys sound Jamaican,"
Yeah,
like with
true.
Cardinal Official and all these
Yeah,
guys. So it's kind of like full circle where it's like, yeah, if we embrace that, because a lot of our artists are of Jamaican heritage,
yes,
and I feel like the dancehall market is more viable and more respected than the rapper market now. Because I feel like
yeah.
now it's like if you're a rapper in 2026, it's like I don't feel like it's as good of a look as it used to be. I don't
If
know.
you're doing reggae or dancehall from Canada, you have a better um, and I'm talking a population of artists, you have a better chance of getting attention now. If you're doing dancehall or reggae, right now, you get on
Mm,
the radio, especially for reggae. You're on the reggae, on the radio, getting rotation. I know an artist who's always getting rotation, making money. So, and
mhm,
the dancehall stuff, Jamaican people in Jamaica will like take you in if you're coming from Canada doing that. You could go to the studios, you could go to
mm.
UK. You can. There's more networking. There's more net
Yeah,
for
you
that.
stand out. You're in like a smaller market, so you have a bigger chance. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like there's less actual good authentic dancehall artists in the city than I think probably rappers. So it's like
Yeah.
if you're able to do the dancehall lane, then you stand a bigger chance. Because every time I tune into 98.7, I will hear Dagger Rhythm Cipher on there. Like
Yeah.
I hear often, like
Yes, you
in
hear it all the
rotation.
time. Rotation, rotation,
Yeah.
rotation. So they're getting a lot of attention overseas and they're getting money because the radio pays more. You get what I'm saying? Like all of that streaming shit doesn't really pay unless you're
And
in the industry and stuff like that.
and it's versatile because it's like I feel like with trap dance hall or trap hall or whatever people want to call like the newer wave, it's like you can talk your ish on like a Bodman tip buzz,
Yeah,
but then you can also do like the more girl centric lyrics and like more sexual, because girls like that stuff too.
yeah,
So and it's not just all the time like it's like a mix, and then
yeah,
it's also because Jamaican artists are generally, in my opinion, more lyrical than like Americans or Canadians. Just maybe
mm,
it's inherent within the language, within
yeah.
patois. You have the bars, you have the versatility
The
in
energy.
content, lyrical matter. You have the energy, and then you also have like the BPM of it is still one that you could like kind of get down to. It's like
Yeah.
usually like around 100 BPM and stuff. So it's like you can dance to it, you can hear it like in different settings. So I really think that is the future of the Toronto music scene if we get more people up on that pedestal, you know?
I think the only thing is what's missing is media. There are the artists out there. I know there's a big community. It just the lack of media. Like you see how we love hip hop. Even us, maybe we should be doing our work because we have Jamaican background, right?
Mm.
Pushing more of the artists who are out there. But I have to admit, they have a different attitude. Straight up.
Different
Because,
approach. It's a totally different approach. And I don't know why, because like LTL, for me, like
mm,
I feel like they kind of approached it like a rapper would approach being a rapper. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like they're young too, so they kind of understand the social media game and stuff. I
yeah,
think a lot of our like legacy underground dancehall acts are like, how do I explain? I don't want to say like they're anti-internet, but like they just don't want to like participate in the algorithm the way that you need to in order to blow up. Like
yeah,
they feel like,
right.
nah,
That's it,
nah,
right.
this is some real ish. Who cares? The real people are gonna hear this. Who can hear will feel
Yeah.
whatever, you know? So so I think if they're able to either link with like younger people who are able to help them,
Yeah,
and you could just you deal with the social media as an artist. If you can just specialize in just being an artist and doing music and have a team around you,
yeah.
that's ideal.
That's true. That's facts.
Mhm.
But yo, Zar, thanks for coming through, man. A lot of knowledge
Appreciate
from
you,
the
bro.
We Love Hip Hop Network, Borrow Sounds TV. Yeah,
Hmm.
man. Respect for being down to earth with me today, yo.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. Down to earth, out in this world. You already know.
Respect. Bless up.
I know.